So this is what a content creator named Miles Beckler will call my shitty first video. And he doesn't mean that I'm shitty. He doesn't mean that my content is shitty. He doesn't even mean this video is shitty. He means that when we finally get to the place of being brave enough to put ourselves on YouTube, to put our voice behind our words, that if you're like me, you've been typing for decades now on Facebook. When we finally get brave enough to step into the role we know we are meant to fulfill in this lifetime on this planet, that epic space. Miles means that the first video about it is really shitty and we should just get it out of the way. And that's what I'm doing. But I'm not here to actually make you a shitty first video. The reason, because I can sit here and I can tell you the things I don't have to make a video. I don't have a ring light. I don't have an amazing studio backdrop. These are things I will have. And I could have waited until I had them to make a truly epic, attempt to make a truly epic first video that looked really amazing and great. But that's not how I'm rolling right now. We're just repping reality, okay? And this is the look I had all day. I went to work today. I came home today. I did normal, mundane things today. But the thing about this time and this reality is nothing really is normal. And increasing numbers of people are getting this call to understand that something bigger is happening. And we're seeing all sorts of politics about it. Stuff around it. That's not what I'm talking about either. This isn't a political movement. This isn't a religious movement. Truly what is happening in this day and age right now is we're being called to understand who we are. When I have looked around most of my life, I've had the tiniest little flame of knowing who I was. Very reluctant to ever share that with anybody, because I think, I did a few times early in my years, and the typical things happened, got laughed at, made fun of, people didn't understand, and you learn society had different values, and so, part of you kind of wanted to be that instead of be you. And when I looked around for most of my life, I could see where, even if I still had that little spark, in me, that was me. Most of the people, places, institutions, or whatever's around me was benefiting from me not knowing, not getting that spark into a flame. So really, I'm here tonight to encourage you to fan that flame of who you are. And it's not pretty. Not at first. And not always. It's messy. It's kind of like when I tell people I'm a shaman and people say, wow, that sounds amazing. Well, it's not glamorous. It's difficult. It doesn't make you better or, more incredible than the person next to you. None of us, we've all been on so many places in the spectrum of existence, in the just infinite amount of time we've been alive, right? Nobody is bigger, better, or worse than anybody else. It's only what we're doing with our time here on this timeline right now that makes that even seem like a thing. So when I looked around and I realized that I wasn't being supported, it was super scary because I had forgotten how to support myself. And so I had fallen in with these people, places, including institutions, for a reason. And it's because I thought that they were going to support me in becoming who I am. But nobody can do that except for me. And the only way that I've reached this point is some amazing teachers that have been put in my path and allowed for me to step into the role of a teacher as well. And these people have held the space and given me the tools and helped me develop my discernment to the point where I now can say, there I am. And when I'm around anything that isn't supporting who I am, it's not something I'm going to stick with. My greatest wish is for you to make that choice to find out who you are. Everywhere you go, there will be people who know a little more in this lifetime about some of the things that will help you on this path. There will also be a lot of people who have read all the books, say all the words. They're not actually holding anything that's going to be of use to you. It doesn't mean we have to hate them or fight with them. It doesn't mean they're doing anything wrong. It just means they don't have what you need to get that spark to flame. And right now that flame, truth, nobility, love, strength, pride, those are all such good, strong things that we've forgotten how to stand with and to use and to be present with. And it is a game changer. It is a whole new world when you know you've walked in your integrity and you're going to sleep that night, regardless of what happened. You're going to sleep knowing you spent the day as you. Yourself can't be lost. There's nothing that you have done, could do, say, think that can lose who you are. They're only the choices you're making right now. I'm looking forward to talking more about this. If you're wondering where to start, the place to start is developing your discernment. To know not what society says should be feeling good to you, but what yourself knows to be the truth. And these truths are universal concepts. They don't tend to be the things that are up for debate. That's what makes you feel so strong when you're in your power, is because it's not a false power. The power of kings, the power of tyranny, those are what we call false powers. They're not the real thing. And that's why they're so messy. People fight so hard to keep them because they know it can be taken away because it's not real. But it has very real consequences. We're not chasing false power. We're not chasing fake honor. We're not chasing bullshit integrity. Those aren't concepts you can have. You can't maintain them. You can appear to have them. Your intuition is much, much better than you think it is. And you don't have to start out by telling anybody your every thought, because people can shoot you down to the point when they're not walking in their own power, and most of us are not right now. They can shoot you down to the point where you just don't want to try anymore and you want to give up. And we live in a society that will allow you to give up, and you can actually be successful in the eyes of this society, in this world, having given up on yourself. Keep that in mind. Bear that in mind. There's an incredible place that's you within the vehicle of the body that you're in right now. It's completely accessible. It's the choice that we will make. And maybe you've already made that choice, and if you're watching this video, I'm going to bet you've at least wanted to make that choice. So I'm going to say now, my job is not to convince you of anything. My job is not to get you on a certain side. My job is to be available to the people who are going, oh, that's how I'm going to find myself. And I can't do it for you. Nobody can do it for me. You can't do it for anybody. Before we get confused, we can't give our power away like that. All we can do is learn some tools from people to help us become that flame. And that flame is an eternal one. Thanks for sitting with me in this video.